Yo, what is up everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence.com, and I have the mother of all Nintendo NX rumors. If even half of this stuff turns out to be true, I am going to be so excited and so happy for the Nintendo NX because this system will truly be amazing. So this rumor was pointed out to me by Bradley993DS. What's up, dude? Thank you so much for pointing out this rumor to me because this is amazing if even some of this stuff turns out to be true. So this rumor comes from dualpixels.com and apparently from a guy named Geno who has leaked stuff that has turned out to be true in the past. So check out PlayerEssence.com or dualpixels to see all of the information on that, but we're gonna go right into what he said about this being Satoru Iwata's last project and how the company is very motivated to make this a success for him, in addition to multiple features that the Nintendo NX will have that is going to change the way you play video games and change the way developers make video games forever. So let's go ahead and get right into the information as far as Iwata goes. So one thing to note about this device is that much of its production started in 2014, and many of the stuff I list here was outlined by the late Satoru Iwata before his passing. Hence, in the company, the NX is considered the last project of their late president. Employees since his passing utter a phrase at the end of meetings and during idea brainstorms, which roughly translates to "for Iwata" with the exclamation mark. The importance of this is that this new Nintendo is highly motivated in delivering a fantastic system and games, something that I quote from an employee. I've not seen this much forward momentum on a project since they launched the original Famicom. That is an amazing news to hear, seriously. Rest in peace, Iwata, but that's one thing Nintendo needs to be, is motivated, and definitely I can see Nintendo being motivated for this console as it is the last project that had a lot of Iwata's ideas in it. So let's go ahead and check out the features as far as what he says is going to be in this device. And like I said, this stuff is amazing if even half of it turns out to be true. So number one, it has a wireless HDMI dongle that attaches flush to the back of the device. A user can pull it out and insert it into any display with a normal sized HDMI output, and the devices use an evolved version of the Wii U streaming tech to display in HD to the TV screen. Number two, allegedly, the analog controls for movement has small motors in them for full haptic feedback, meaning if you control a character and hit a wall, the sticks will move away from the direction of the wall to simulate running headfirst into it. This can also be used for jerking when firing a gun, taking damage, moving over rough terrain, etc. Number three, it can literally Bluetooth sync with everything, especially smartphones and tablets, to the point to where one feature is that it can answer phone calls and display text messages from your phone onto the screens itself, so you don't have to stop and answer your smart device. Number four, the closest in terms of power it gets is the Xbox One, but an app idea is Wii U times 50 and PlayStation Vita times 100. The key is that all the tech is exactly the same hardware layout as the PS4 and Xbox One, which then combine it with the OS's strong emulation functions and compiler, means that any game that can run of a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One can easily run on the NX with near zero modification to the original source code, especially if it runs an Android OS or Unreal Engine 4. This is allegedly why Nintendo has given out dev kits so late. As one third-party dev put it, it's the easiest device we've ever developed for. You just take your code, compile it, and it works. Number five, look to Pokemon Go to get an idea of the type of social features that will be in the NX that will take multiplayer, AR, and the Street Pass concept to a whole new level. Number six, and this is the last one, guys, the real strengths of this device is its usability and ease of use. Developers have described to me more than once that is visually and functionally looks as if Samsung and the Nintendo 2DS had a baby, in that it looks friendly, but unlike what most people visualize a Nintendo device to typically look. The operating system, named Nintendo OS, alone is very powerful and has so many modern features of mobile operating systems today that Nintendo is trying to be very careful in showing it off for fear that it would be mistaken as running Android, and that's something that I want to talk about later. It also has a very strong networking functions as it ties to multiple devices and streaming, allowing a very competent and pervasive ecosystem designed to constantly involve the consumer's lives. So one thing that I want to point out is that that whole Android rumor that was by I forgot what it is, I think the Nikki or something like that, they leaked that, oh, it's running Android. Maybe that's why Nintendo came out and denied it. They completely denied that and said no. Usually Nintendo doesn't respond to rumors at all, but with that one they said no, it's not. So maybe that's where this is coming from. Nintendo does not want people to think that it's Android. It's their own OS that they've made, probably with DNA. DNA probably helped them make this or help them fine tune this if this does turn out to be true. The whole thing, number 4, with the apps, and as far as with the source code with the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, where you can just drop it, I think that has to happen. I think that as far as porting games over from PS4, Xbox One, need to be easier than they've ever been before for Nintendo. I think Nintendo definitely needs to do that, and I hope that definitely gets done, because that would be a big boon for Nintendo, because it would just mean developers don't have to worry about spending a bunch of time making a whole complete Nintendo version running on different architecture. They can just drop their code in, make a couple modifications maybe, you know, for whatever plans Nintendo has for its online features and things like that, and bam, there you go, game is up and ready. As far as the Bluetooth and stuff like that, that's really cool. I think that they're going to do that, how it interacts. I mean, obviously they have DNA with smartphones, so I think they definitely want to do stuff like that. Haptic feedback is something, this is number 2, haptic feedback is something that I thought that was going to be in the Wii U. There was rumors that it was, but it ended up being cut out probably for cost concerns, because I know Nintendo's been talking about haptic feedback for a while, or at least it's been rumored, so I can see that happening. And number 1, the HDMI thing, that's really cool if it does turn out, because once again, that streaming tech that's in the Wii U is way too good just to throw away. That tech is amazing. That is such good tech. The fact that they can get that type of like HD game just beaming straight to the gamepad really quickly, really fast, really no latency or lag at all, that's really good. And if they can do that with the Nintendo NX and take it to the next level, that's really cool. Obviously the whole Street Pass and concept of AR and multiplayer, heck yeah, expand on that, make that unique. That's one of the things that does make Nintendo hardware unique, but there's nothing like that on the Wii U. So if they can move that over to both their portable and their consoles, that would be a great thing. Like I said, this is all rumors, so you can take it with a grain of salt at this point, but even if half of this stuff turns out to be true, I will be super stoked for the Nintendo NX. I mean, I'm already super excited for it, but this just gets me more excited about the possibilities. Nintendo really does need to go all out with this. I can see them making this for Iwata and making sure that this system is stacked with stuff that it needs to be successful. You can't come out like the Wii and the Wii U and just be lacking features and just say, well, people don't want that stuff. That's not fun. No, you got to come out, make sure it has everything that you need, and then some. Some of this stuff is very unique. Some of this stuff is revolutionary in my eyes. When you combine everything together, and if they do that, this is going to be a device that does very well. I'm talking like Super Nintendo type numbers. I'd be very surprised if it didn't hit that, just because it is amazing. Obviously it needs the games, it needs Metroid, it needs Zelda, it needs all those games in timely fashions. No more mini game collections, no more advertising the mini game collections. Bring out real games that are going to entice core gamers and that are going to get the casual gamers that like stuff like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed, get those games on the Nintendo NX with amazing features that you can integrate through your own multiplayer, Street Pass and things like that, and then My Nintendo reward system, and you're gonna have a system that a lot of people really do like to pick up and play, I think, in my opinion. So that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think about this. What do you think is true? What do you think is false? Do you think all of it is? And what's your take on these features? If some of them did turn out to be true, I would like to know what you guys have to say below. All right, so that basically wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much once again to Bradley993DS. Make sure you check out his channel. He's almost at 100 subscribers, so help the dude out. And yeah, just keep it locked right here on PlayerEssence for all the latest news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks, and of course, rumors on Nintendo NX. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.